Happy New Year, everybody. Oh, I failed that. Yeah. So in Germany, you can't quite use fireworks or Europe right now in the way that we used to. So there you are. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm Wayne, and I'm an alcoholic. This whole live stream is simply to give you something to do other than think about drinking or drugging if that's your thing. And if you're sober and you're here, welcome to the channel. I'm just here to hang out with you guys and hope that, you can enjoy something here too. Maybe get some feedback, some conversation going on just to see how everybody's doing. So the whole title of this thing is, what would you change in 2021? Well, what I plan to change is going back to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. I've been out of them for a while, and I just always felt better when I was going to meetings, and I always felt like my serenity was recharged. And, my day started out and ended in a fresh way when I thanked my higher power for sobriety in the morning. And then I went to AA in the evening, and I closed the loop that way. And I had a whole lot of gratitude. I also would like to get a sponsor again because I haven't had a sponsor since I left Grafenberg, Germany when I retired in the Army. One of the things my sponsor always did for me was just give me confirmation that I'm on the right path. And I thought that was awesome because I could share things with him that I didn't share with many other folks. I mean, I share a lot of stuff with you guys. And on this New Year's, I just hope to change that to make things a little bit better. And this quality camera is not going to help that any, but you know what? We'll get through that too. So if you guys are out there and you have anything you want to talk about, or what would you change in 2021, let us know. And, we drop that as a discussion. One of the things that I thought about, and, I'm just kind of hanging out until somebody pops on the channel. Feel free to say hi in the comments. And, just so we know we're not alone. I got a little music in the background, and yeah. Oh, so, my wife kind of earlier, she told me, don't forget about the family, because I told her I was going to do a live stream, and, I was going to run it for a little while and see how many people showed up and see if it was, something valuable or something that somebody wanted to see. And she told me, don't forget about the family. Your routine is you come home, you work out, you eat, you shoot a video, you come back out of there, and then you edit a video for another hour and a half, and then you post a video, and then you go to bed. Fair enough. That's fair enough. I mean, in the new year, I guess I could change that a little bit by maybe going back to the mornings and shooting my daily reflections in the morning before I go to work. And then when I get to work, process it there, and then, I don't know, post it during work and schedule it for, an evening release. That's probably one of the things that I'll change, so I can get a little bit more time with the family, because she's got a valid point, and sometimes in sobriety, we get lost in our recovery, and we get lost in trying to help other people that we kind of forget about the things going on around us, and, tunnel vision right to that goal, because that's what I do as an alcoholic anyway, is I see the goal and I'm going for it, and it doesn't matter. Nothing's going to stop me. And sometimes, you got to see what's on the outside, and that's all she's really talking about. So for the new year 2021, God, I hope it's better than 2020. 2020 has been a train wreck. And well, not here on this channel, but anyway, so for 2021, I am going to dedicate more time to my family. I'm going to go back to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, and that might not be your thing, but it's mine. And I'm going to pick up a sponsor because I just want to stay on the right track, and I want to stay in tune with you guys. And yeah, we can all hang out and do our thing. If you're there, give a wave or say hello in the comments so that, maybe we can get some other discussion going on, because I am going to talk about, what it is to actually dedicate your knowledge and your will to your sponsor, so that way, and how that actually came about, sponsorship. So that way in 2021, if you don't have a sponsor, you can pick one up as well. And then we could all talk about it on One Sober to Another. Let me know if you can hear that music behind me. I'm trying to keep it a little, get our party on in 2020, nice and sober like. That was horrible, wasn't it? I know it was. So we'll just see if a couple more people are coming in. And again, this is for you guys. So I want to make sure that I'm putting on here what you guys want to talk about, because it's all for you and it helps me stay sober. And I'm hoping that it helps you stay sober this New Year's Eve. And I don't know, what are you guys doing this New Year's Eve? We are going to my son and I attempt to blow up some fireworks without the Polizei getting called on us. I'm just looking down here at these emojis because they're kind of cool. Where you at? I don't know where it is. Oh well, I'll mess around with that later. So, what's on your mind today? Put it out there in the comments. We'll get a little something going on. For now, availing your sponsor. Not every AA member has a sponsor. And again, you don't have to be an alcoholic for this to relate to you, or an addict or anything else. Simply, whatever your recovery program is, you can implement this as well. It's whoever you share with on a normal basis that is sober, that is going to guide you into 2021. Not every AA member has a sponsor, but thousands of us say we would not be alive if not for the special friendship of one recovered alcoholic in the first few months and years of our sobriety. In the earliest days of AA, the term sponsor was not in the AA jargon. Then a few hospitals in Akron, Ohio, and New York began to accept alcoholics under diagnosis as patients. If sober AA member would agree to sponsor the sick man or woman, the sponsor took the patient to the hospital, visited him or her regularly, was present when the patient was discharged, and took the patient home, and then to an AA meeting. At the meeting, the sponsor introduced the newcomer to other happily non-drinking alcoholics. All through the early months of recovery, the sponsor stood by, ready to answer questions or to listen whenever needed. That rings completely true. And here in 2021, that's what I hope to pick up again. And I hope to sponsor some folks out there. And, people on this channel in general, we are actually going to kind of join forces with a couple of addicts in recovery to kind of mesh that together and make it better for you guys in 2021. But as a sponsor, what I did enjoy is the fact that a newcomer was as lost as I was way back when and didn't know any avenue of approach in order to get sober. And so the sponsor would take the gentleman or woman under their wing and pass on the knowledge that they have about utilizing the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. And if that's not your thing, because, I say it all the time, if that's not your thing, then use it in the recovery process that you're actually working. The sponsor would take them under their wing and everything else and actually build a bond and build a friendship and build trust with that person, so that, because as an alcoholic or drug addict, and especially in a day like this, New Year's Eve, our inclination is not to trust anybody. As a matter of fact, we're out for ourselves completely. And I can only speak for me, so I'm out for myself completely. And, when I got a sponsor, I learned to trust somebody, and I learned to, know that they had my best interest at hand and they weren't just feeding me bull crap to feed me bull crap. And that felt good. And it felt good. My thing is backwards. And that felt good um, to know that I could talk to somebody without having to be guarded or kind of omit certain things because I wasn't sure if they were going to tell somebody or not. And for me, that was pretty daggone dope. Bad choice of words. That was pretty daggone awesome. And, it just felt good to be able to trust somebody. Hopefully, my son will pop in once in a while because he's got a little bit more fireball of energy than I do. But this 2021, folks, is something pretty awesome. And I hope a lot of changes are coming. And I know, for me anyway, 2020 had a lot of unknowns, and it still has a lot of unknowns, even on its last day. As I probably shouldn't say, but I will anyway. Is the president going to leave on his own terms, or is he going to have to be forced out of the White House? I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? I don't think he's trying to go anywhere in 2021. Definitely not where, he might be under, investigation when he gets out anyway. I don't know. If you're a Trump supporter, don't hate on me. I'm just saying. We also have, the pandemic, the COVID virus. That crap is like tumultuous and it decaying the way that our society works and interacts. And for an alcoholic like me, we were isolated enough in our alcoholism. I know I was, and I don't need any other type of induced isolation by a virus or by a pandemic, and definitely by the laws of seclusion and everything else. So hopefully in 2021, with the vaccine and everything else, that'll start, shaping itself a little bit. Hey, we got a visitor. Boom! Happy New Year! I think that's the last one I have, and that's like my ball of excitement. These are actually kind of cool. They're just little confetti inside. But so with the pandemic, like forcing us to isolate ourselves and be away from certain loved ones and certain events during times that we would normally be there, such as I'm looking for something, such as Thanksgiving and things like that. That's kind of hard on folks, especially when that's the norm in your family. If that's the case, unfortunately for me, I haven't been back to the States in like almost 15 years. And the last time that I went back, I just faked it through Thanksgiving with my mother and then disappeared because I wanted to go drink. So I left early and I drove all the way back to New Jersey. They were in Maryland. And yeah, hopefully in 2021, I can be a little more honest with her. Hey there, how are you? Give a little wave or hi or something, just so I know who you are, because I think you know who I am. And if you don't, I'm Wayne. I'm an alcoholic, one sober to another. This is not a stream strictly dedicated to alcoholism. Feel free to jump in and talk about whatever is on your mind, because I'm just trying to give you a little space and a little time to do something that you wouldn't normally do. And it only works if people contribute, so to speak. So, what else for 2021? Hopefully, in my opinion now, hopefully we can improve the way that we see each other as far as race and everything else. And the law enforcement community in 2021 has got to do a better job at police work. I think a lot of folks have to go back to training in the law enforcement community or revamp it altogether, because that is just a hot mess. And in 2021, or in 2020 rather, it was proven that the law enforcement community is broken and it needs to be repaired. And the only way to do that, I think, is go back to ground zero, start your programs again, train people appropriately, and screen them appropriately upon employment to make sure you're getting the right person for the right job. I don't know. What do you think? Drop a comment. So, what else can I psychobabble about? Got this book here. Boom. Living Sober. If you are someone new to sobriety and you are someone who has not gained coping skills through rehab or something else or something of that nature, and dealing with changes and stress and and attitudes and personalities and things like that. If you don't have the appropriate ability or skills in order to do that and navigate obstacles as they come along, Living Sober is a good book to do that. And it just outlines some of the key things that, and it's real small, so it's not a hard read. If you can see that, it's not big. um, I bet some folks have heard that before. Ha 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 ha. 2021. So, just real quick, I I don't want to bore anybody, and I'm not here to lecture. We're just here to talk and bull crap, and pass a little time before before I hang out with my family and celebrate New Year's. And we're celebrating a little differently. We got burritos instead of a little raclette grill, and um, my wife made that, so thanks her. I offered her to come onto the stream, but she was like, "Nope, that's your thing, man." So I was like, "Okay, that's cool." So this book is very simple, and this book is very useful for someone who may not have read it before or utilized it. So you can use it in 2021. What's the first chapter is using this booklet. It's pretty cool. It gives you kind of a guideline on how it's applicable to you in your journey and or just in your life in general, regardless if you're an alcoholic addict or none of the above. So staying away from the first drink. Well, that's definitely for alcoholics, because if I get the first drink in me, guess what? I need the last one also. Using a 24-hour plan, remembering that alcoholism is incurable, progressive, and fatal disease. Live and let live, man. Let things be the way they're gonna be, and accept it on its own terms, and learn to just breathe and take a step back, analyze things for what they are. And if you can't change it, don't force it. Just roll and do your thing. If I'm babbling on, that's because, I don't know, I'm an alcoholic. Word. So also it has, things like first things first, fending off loneliness, because that's a big deal, especially with what I just talked about, the pandemic. Fending off loneliness is one of the big deals for a person like me. And I find, even with just two people right now on this live stream, that I'm not alone, and that I'm pretty sure one of them's my son. So what's up? And I don't feel alone, and I feel like I'm something that is helping some other folks out there. And that's really what my aim is, because I went through a lot of things, and I feel like the things that I went through can help somebody in 2021. What are you doing this night? What are you doing for New Year's Eve 2020 into 2021? Yeah. What are you doing? And fending off loneliness is a big deal, because when I feel alone, I feel like I'm not worth something, and I feel like I'm not, of value. And a lot of alcoholics and addicts that I speak to, they agree with that. And they say and I can't speak for them, but they say that loneliness is one of the biggest deals for them, because it creates so many emotions that really only make me want to go back to one place and one solution that I know best, and that is getting drunk. But I got a problem. I'm allergic to alcohol. So when I drink alcohol, I break out in handcuffs. Haha. Or, okay, all right, that was worse than my first joke. But seriously, I black out. I do stupid stuff, like, actually beyond stupid stuff. I do self-harming stuff, and I do, I end up getting violent with myself, with other people. I lose control of everything that I thought I was thinking about, and I'm definitely not as cool as I think I am. And a lot of you out there can relate to that, because I know when I used to get tanked up and go to the club, man, I was the man, and everybody thought I was the man, and all the girls wanted me. Well, contrary to my popular belief, they dropped me all over the place and said that I wasn't even worth their time. And I didn't know why, and I thought I was still cool. Interesting thought. Being grateful. I used to never be grateful, folks. I thought everything was for me, and I thought every intention was for me. Every action that someone else did had to either be self-serving for me, or it was just bye bye. I'll see you later. If you don't have something for me, I'll see you later because you're not worth my time. And that's how I felt about things. And it just wasn't helpful in my life. So I learned to find gratitude and be able to have thanks for the things that people do, not only for me, but with me. And that is a big deal. And in 2021, uh, I think I'll add to that list that I said earlier. A little bit of gratitude goes a long way. And if you're able to be grateful for the small things, like a nice sunset, or, snow falling and everything else, like I put out in a video not too long ago, then I think things will turn around and the attitude in which we see things will be a little bit different. I don't know. Food for thought, folks. Just food for thought. Oh, here's another one out of Living Sober. Getting out of the what if trap. I haven't talked about this much because does anyone know what catastrophizing mean? If you do, drop a thumb. Let me see if I can find one of them things right there. Drop a thumbs up. I think I just passed it. Oh, there we go. No. I know you're looking at the top of my head right now. It's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? So once that publishes, I think my computer just slowed down like dramatically. Anyway, so the what if trap, right? Catastrophizing is when you take just a small situation and it becomes this big, now a big problem in your life, and a big, oh my God, my world just ended type of thing, when it truly is something very small and that can be dealt with very easily. The what if. The what if is a long trail of what the F, because you can what if all day. Well, if I don't get promoted, what if I don't get promoted? Then my brain, the alcoholic, says, well, then that means I'm worthless and that my wife is going to leave me. And then what if my wife leaves me? If my wife leaves me, then I'm truly nothing. Well, what if I'm truly nothing? If I'm truly nothing, then I certainly don't need to be here. And on and on and on and on. When it could have been something that started with simply, I forgot my notebook at home and now I got to turn around and be a little late for work. For real. That's as small as it gets and as large as it gets as well. There are so many things that in life that are small problems that I, the alcoholic, make freaking huge. And in 2021, I might work on that as well. Partying up in 2021 without alcohol or drugs. Can you do it? Absolutely. Kind of bouncing the music right now. If that's distracting for you one viewer, let me know. Oh, this is fitting that I just looked at this. Eliminating self-pity. Man, there is nothing like pity to bring down an alcoholic, like real fast and in a hurry. Even what I just said just now, the one viewer, oh, poor me. It's not poor me. The one viewer is one success, even if it is my son, because he's dope. He's cool. He's awesome. Scratch the word dope. And self-pity can really lead you back into the same kind of pitfalls as loneliness. And for me, the alcoholic, self-pity can do a lot of dangerous things. And nobody wants to hear somebody whining all the time. Like, who cares? Are you going to do something about it? Are you going to drink over it? If not, shut up and let's figure out the real problem. That's what I feel about. And self-pity will just drive me, the alcoholic, back down into I think I got some of that on me, back down into a hole, and I'm not sure that I can get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Does anybody else here see like a yellow tint in the image they're getting? I don't have my phone on me or anything, so I can't really look. So, folks, what else in 2021? What else do you want in 2021? I know, like I said, I'm going to go back to AA and I'm going to pick up a sponsor and I'm going to change my attitude, the way that I feel about certain things, and I'm going to stop letting self pity bring me down. I don't know. That's just kind of the things I'm going to work on in 2021. Also, I am going to dedicate a little more understanding of things that my wife says, because sometimes, yeah, and it's human nature just to be a little dismissive, and especially when you've been with somebody for a long time. I've been married for 18 years. Awesome. And I didn't think I was going to make it this long, folks. I truly did not the way that I was going. And thankfully, through my sobriety, and she was a part of it. She was a part of my recovery in rehab. So thanks to that, I've been married this long, but sometimes I take it for granted. Sometimes I take her kindness for granted, and sometimes I take the things she does for me for granted. And I'm going to change that in 2021 by showing her just a little more respect and just a little more gratitude, like I spoke about just before, and make 2021 a little bit better for both of us. I don't know. What's going on in your world? What are you going to change in 2021? Any thoughts? And it could be that my feed is all jacked up. I don't know. But so I keep getting one person popping in and out. If you don't want to hang out, that's cool. But I'm telling you, you drop a little comment below, perhaps we can get a little conversation going on. So how do you feel about how do you out there feel about sobriety in 2021? How do you feel about going to Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous? And if that's not your thing, what do you think about those programs? What do you think about those? Actually, their livelihoods. I'm gonna tell you right now, Alcoholics Anonymous is a livelihood, and I know that because you know that's what my recovery is through. And I would not be here right now if it wasn't for Alcoholics Anonymous. So big up to that program and its success rate. And the reason it works is because it's alcoholics sharing with alcoholics their experience, strength, and hope. And in 2021, they're going to turn it up and keep sharing. That's all they're going to do. Share their experience, strength, and hope and their wisdom through the program. And the reason that I think that it's invaluable is because not only did it save my life, but the 12 steps and 12 traditions, folks. And I know you're seeing this backwards. The 12 steps and 12 traditions are very simplistic, not hard to understand. You just I had to be willing to do the work. Once you do the work, and it's not like a pyramid scheme or anything else like that. But once you do the work of the 12 steps and 12 traditions, even if Alcoholics Anonymous is not your thing, look it over and see what you think you understand about those 12 steps. It might be worth the look, because if you are able to look at it and then do the work for it, I guarantee you results will come, regardless of your status as a drinker or a drugger or an alcoholic or an addict or a sex addict or a gambler. Now, there are different things within those that, apply specifically to addicts in recovery, alcoholics in recovery, gamblers, and on and on. So there are small variations. However, the result is the same, folks. And in 2021, I'm going to pick up a sponsor and I'm going to go back to meetings and I'm going to rework my program. That's just what I'm going to do. What are you going to do? Why do I keep asking that, you ask? Because in 2021, there are going to be a lot of changes that come. Some might be big, some might be small, some might be helpful, and some might be damning. Me as an alcoholic and people that I know that are addicts and alcoholic, we have a different attitude and a different way we respond to those changes. That's just something to think about because, we don't know how everything is going to go. And that unpredictability is what keeps us kind of not fearful, but apprehensive about doing certain things. And with the pandemic and everything else right now, the way it is, we already have to not do certain things. And why keep that restraint if we can work a program and thrive in our recovery and our sobriety and change the way we feel about things? And what are you doing for New Year's Eve, sir or ma'am? I don't know. Drop your comment because we're only here for each other. And I'm only here for, I don't know, about another 29 minutes to share experience, strength, and hope with you. And, the whole thing of 2021 is the title of this is what are you going to change in 2021? What are you going to change? I already told you what I'm going to change. So what are you going to do? People call it a resolution. I call it a change because New Year's resolutions, as we all know, get broken about 2.5 minutes. So, I'm going to keep working out and I'm going to try to get as fit as I can. Matter of fact, I'm 44 years old and I'm pretty, there's not tooting my horn now. I'm pretty shredded. And in 2021, I'm going to try to bulk up a little bit and I'm going to try to be like the fittest 45-year-old that I know. And I know a lot of like big, humongous dudes that are 45 years old. And I know some women that are pretty jacked also. So I'm going to do that. I am going to change my attitude about the way that I think about the things that my wife does for me instead of being a little, taking advantage of her kindness and everything else. I'm going to show a little more gratitude. I'm going to show a little more respect and kind of build our relationship from there. I'm also going to, what was the other one? Let go. I'm going to eliminate self-pity as best as possible because self-pity for an alcoholic like me is straight to the right to the bottle. And those are the things that I'm going to work on. And my son just brought me some awesome things. If you didn't see the other one, go ahead and pop in again, visit again, drop a thumbs up. I'm going to pop this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, folks. I'm going to let it go. Don't dare me. Don't say I won't. I did it. He's crazy. This guy is crazy. I'm an alcoholic. I just do what I want. So those are the things that I'm going to change. And I don't know. I feel like 2021 is going to be a good year. And I don't know if my computer's frozen. I think it's frozen. That kind of is poppycock. But yeah. So what else we got here, folks? What else we got for 2021? I got a few things here. And if you ever seen my channel before, you know about the daily reflections. Let's see what else we got. Oh, he's out of his mind. That dude is crazy. That was my son. Stuff everywhere. Oh, what is that? Uh-oh. Oh, anyway, so I got this spot on my screen now. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's what it is. Anyway, so that's my New Year's right there. Bam. And there are a few other things that I'm going to try to change to make 2021 a little bit gooder for me and a little bit gooder for my family and a little bit better for you guys on One Sober to Another. I do appreciate you popping in, and I do appreciate the person who keeps jumping back and forth, and I hope that maybe he heard something that he likes. And I don't know why my chat window is kind of all messed up right now. I don't know why. I lost my thought, but that's all right. So, living sober, Alcoholics Anonymous, the big book. If that is your thing, if it's not your thing, I'm telling you, it's not as intimidating as it looks. If you open this book, there are many, many examples of alcoholics who have recovered in here. And I think that even if you are not an alcoholic, and even if you are not an addict, or maybe you just don't consider yourself those, check it out, because there is stuff in here that is going to make your 2021 that much better, folks. You don't have to take my word for it. Just open it up and look at it. And if you don't want to get the book, that's awesome, because in my links and description, there is always a video. I mean, always a link for alcoholicsanonymous.org and narcoticsanonymous.eu and .org, I think, that you can get material from and just check it out. Check out digital form, books and stuff where you can just flip through them and everything else. There are stories in there by real alcoholics and real addicts that can guide you through maybe what you think you are going through, and you're not ready to share that with somebody yet. You can do that without having to, you know, put yourself out there if that's what you're not ready to do. For me, there's a lot of folks who ask, why do you go on camera? I'm like, why not? I mean, I was already at my lowest point in life once before. What's a camera going to do? Nothing. Only thing it can do for me is allow me to be able to maybe share my experiences with you guys. So in 2021, I also plan to help out a young man who is 8 months clean from drugs. I'm not sure which drugs. Probably, I'm not even going to speculate, but he's 8 months clean, and he has overdosed 3 times. 3 times, people. He overdosed 3 times prior to getting clean. His father is really concerned about him going back to the drug and possibly dying. In 2021, folks, I am going to use my energy and strength to reach out. And I already have, and 2 people have already agreed to do a video for me and share their story, and come on to One Sober to Another and share their experiences so that I can pass them on to this young man. I I was apprehensive about doing it because I'm not an addict. Um, I am an addict in the sense of I'm an alcoholic, but you know, I don't know anything or near the amount that would be helpful for someone who is actually a drug addict. But fortunately, because of YouTube and you guys, there are people who are addicts in recovery and they are willing to help. And so I say thank you, gentlemen, and hopefully I'll get back to you guys soon, and we can actually I'll put their names out there. Um, Evan and Evan, I forgot your last name, but I'll definitely look it up and put it in the description below. Evan and Veterans with Anxiety have offered to help do these videos, and I think that's freaking awesome. And I'm gonna put both of their channel links below so that way you can check them out in 2021, because that's pretty much what it's gonna come down to, folks. Also, I keep holding this in my hand because this is just a bookmark. Can you see that in my little shoddy camera right there? Oh, so 26 Roundup in the Mountains, the thrill of living the program. And this was one day at a time. Do not look back and grieve over the past, for it is gone. And do not be troubled about the future, for it has not yet come. Live in the present and make it so beautiful that it will be worth remembering. That's what's on the back of this bookmark. And hopefully you get to see it in, I don't know, regular reading view. I could flip it in mirror maybe. But the reason I show that is because I was actually a speaker at that roundup, and it's Alcoholics Anonymous roundup, and it was for all of the Alcoholics Anonymous groups around Bavaria. And I know I refer to that a lot. And again, you don't have to be a member, and you don't have to be an alcoholic, or you don't have to call yourself an alcoholic or an addict or anything else to watch this channel. This what's on here is for you guys, and it's for everybody. And that's why I decided to do a live stream tonight. I think I picked a bad time also, because right now in, let's just say DC, it is 1338. Yeah, that's right. 1338. And in California, I think it is what, like 11, 10 or 11 in the morning. And you guys are probably at work, right? Well, hopefully you catch this later and you get a little something from it, and it fills you with a little bit of joy and hope, and perhaps your 2021 will turn out as awesome as you hope it will be. And I am with you guys in 2021, folks, and I look forward to being a part of your daily um, part of your recovery. Actually, that's my goal. And not that I'm awesome, but everything that I put out is something that I consider to be through my higher power. You may not believe in that either, but for me, it is. It's through my higher power, and the words come out, and I don't take them back because, they were meant to be out there. So hopefully it helps. Happy New Year, folks. I am going to cut this short now because I don't want to have anybody like click on the video later and say, oh my God, I'm not looking at that. That's an hour and a half. What am I going to do with an hour and a half? Well, if you watch the video, you're sure as heck not going to be drinking. Well, maybe you will. Let me not say that. But you sure as heck will be, entertained and occupied for about, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. And maybe your mind will be away from the negative things of your day, and perhaps that'll make it a little bit better for you. Happy New Year 2021. I keep saying it because I never know who that number 2 person is. I thank you for watching the channel. And if you are a new person right there, let me know what you are doing for 2021 and what you would like to change. Happy New Year to you. I call that silence is compliant. Not funny. Not funny at all. But anyway, I hope that this has been helpful for you guys. And it is the new year, and I'm going to pop this one right here. Whoa! Happy freaking New Year. And actually, later on, we are going to pop some fireworks. And I truly hope that the polos I don't end up here because that's a large fine, man. And if I have to pay it, I got to pay it. But I'm not going to take that away from my son. So I already took a bunch of years from him from drinking. Now I'm sober. Now I'm living sober. I'm thriving in my sobriety, and I'm trying to pass it on to you guys. So here in 2021, if you want to be a part of that, just keep watching this channel, and we will grow. And you know what? I don't care. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not too concerned about subscribers, only because that's not my end state here. My end state is not to make money. My end state is not to be cool and famous. My end state is to help you guys with anything you might need and be a part of your daily sobriety. And hopefully 2021 will be awesome for you guys. I'm going to bounce out of here. I'm going to see you later. I'm going to cut this short. I hope you guys have a good night. Happy New Year again. I'm Wayne. I'm an alcoholic. And guess what, folks? Tomorrow, 1 January 2021, we're going to kick it off with the daily reflection. So don't miss out on that, as well as some more videos to come. I got a lot of good stuff planned for 2021, and hopefully I can do a bunch of collaborations, or rather a few collaborations that have a lot of value for you. And this channel will be something that you're interested in. Have a safe, happy New Year, folks. It works if you're worth it. So work it. All right. See you later. And it's still going.